What was I doing? I'm very unhappy about this, actually. I do know what I was doing. My love language is quality time. Like, in this life, you've chosen this is the person I'm gonna do it with. And I think that's the best feeling. Hiya, I'm Vick Hope and I'm getting up close with Cosmo. Please subscribe for more like this. Oh, how would my friends describe me? They say that I exaggerate quite a lot. They're like, oh, have you Vickied that story? As in, is it a lie? It's not a lie. I just like to tell stories for everyone's entertainment. When am I Vickied a story? It's just, I guess it's just generally, I'll like tell a story from my childhood when my mum and dad would have taken us on holiday to Nigeria, back to where my family are. And I'll be like, yeah, and then, you know, we were caught in a riot. They did pull guns on us. We were handcuffed, and maybe there wasn't handcuffs, maybe there weren't guns, but you know, it felt like a situation. Or there's been stories I guess I've told in the past about dates. I always used to think that if a date went bad, it's okay because you got a story out of it, and maybe you'd sprinkle a couple of like extra details in here and there just to really paint a picture. Most embarrassing Radio 1 moment. The problem is I've got quite a flappy head and a propensity to say more than I should because I forget. You do forget. It sounds silly, but you genuinely do forget that you're speaking to millions of people because you also feel like you're speaking to one because the audience are so interactive. They're such a community. You feel like each and every person is your friend. Plus, you're sitting across the desk from your actual friend, from Jordan or from Katie, whoever you're presenting with. And there's been so many times I've said more than I should. I feel like I've managed to give out my personal passwords on radio before, which you probably shouldn't do. Oh yeah. Jordan North was told unequivocally before interviewing Youngblood, don't mention Halsey. He'd just broken up with Halsey, who'd been his girlfriend until then. And the first thing he asked him was something about Halsey, or he called him Halsey. And his excuse was, he was like, it was on my sheet. Thing is, don't put these things into our heads because as soon as it's in your head, it's on the tip of your tongue and it can fall out. There's so many word vomits that have happened on the radio. I regret nothing. I'm really embarrassed. Because I got it this morning. You know how they tell you. Okay. Yeah. Last week, it was 5 hours and 2 minutes. No. I'm very unhappy about this, actually. What was I doing? So my husband was away and we like call every day. And if he's working in America, and that is why. So there's always a big difference between the weeks that we're apart and together. I don't want to sound really worthy and earnest, but I truly do not make resolutions because I think that when you do, you set yourself up to fail. So if you fall off that wagon, you're off. I try to make New Year's plans. I'm not a fan of depriving yourself of anything or fully abstaining because I just think you need to be kind to yourself, especially in those early months like January, February. It's cold, it's dark, those days are short. Protect your energy, look after yourself. And I guess in turn, that is my New Year's plan. Just protect my energy. Get off social media whenever you need to. You don't need to see everything. We as human beings are too small to know everything that's going on all the time, to know all these people and what they're thinking, feeling and doing at all times. So just take a step back, do the things that you love, take more walks, drink more water and try and have a nice time. Well, out of all the famous people in my phone book who would I let give me a tattoo, I have let Roman Kemp give me a tattoo. It's here. I don't know if you can see it. It's 3 little birds. So when me and Roman got the breakfast show on Capital, so this is a few years ago, we decided to go and get tattoos to celebrate. Ro had like a bunch already anyway, but this was my first one. And we went in, he got his grandma's handwriting on his side and I got these birds and I was like, oh, I want to get some kind of tribute to my brothers. I've got 3 brothers. I love them so much. They're my best friends. And each one is supposed to represent each of my brothers in their kind of the personality of the bird. And I was so proud. And me and Ro then went out for drinks with some friends and I showed them all the tattoo and they were like, why have you got the Lib Dem logo 3 times on your side? and I've got the Lib Dem logo 3 times on my side. It wasn't on purpose. I used to support them until the tuition fees U-turn, but we won't go into politics. I do have a few others. I've got NH here, which me and my 3 brothers all have the same. We got it at the nightclub Ushuaia in Ibiza. My mum's so annoyed with me. I took my brothers to Ibiza, and so on a Saturday they have a night called, well, it's a huge day party called Ants, and they have like a little tattoo parlour, and you can go and get tattoos but only of ants. So you'll see loads of people walking around with ant tattoos, which seems like a mistake to me, but you know, respect to each to their own. And I was like, oh, we just want to get our initials, because we all grew up at school, in the same school in Newcastle, and our surname is Vick Hope, but no one could ever pronounce it, so they used to call us the NHs. And they were like, we can't do letters, we can only do ants. And I was like, guys, letters are easier than ants. They were like, no, but if you come back at 2 a.m. when ants is finished, then we can do your letters, by which time we don't remember it, but it happened, it clearly happened. And then I also have this swallow under my arm, which is a tribute to a close friend who I lost. I don't know if this is a party trick, because if I think about it, at a party, does anyone care that I can do this? It's I guess making a flower with my tongue. And a lot of people think, you know how rolling your tongue is hereditary, it's like a genetic thing. This is not. So I once saw someone do it, and I thought, I want to learn how to do that. So I folded my tongue into that shape and stared in the mirror and did it every single day and practiced until it was muscle memory. So that's how I spent my time for some years. Secret about my time on Strictly. I would say the most important thing I learned on Strictly, and it's the advice that I give to everyone now who goes on it, is to just remember you're always mic'd. Just remember there's always a mic, because basically they sew it into your costume because you're dancing. You can't just clip a mic on. You can't just have like one of these on you at all times. You have it sewn in. You're also sewn in down here so that you don't flash when you're doing whatever, leg raises, kicks, whatever. So to go to the toilet, you need to be unsewn or pull it to one side, which I never mastered, but Stacey Dooley was like the queen of managing to do that. And the other thing to remember is that you've always got a microphone on, and obviously there was like loads of gossip all the time. It's Strictly Come Dancing, and I just forget, and then you're like, oh, I feel like now probably this whole gallery of people have just heard some tasty morsels. So I've learnt now, whenever you're mic'd, just remember, give it a little, just scratch it when you're saying things to your friends that maybe you don't need the whole nation to know about. What are the love languages? There's like touch, service, gifts, affirmation, quality time. Oh, quality time. My love language is quality time. I say I like when we plan fun things to do, like fun dates, go and do something you haven't done before, but equally, knowing that you're coming home for an evening and you don't actually have to do anything, and you're just going to be able to hang out, have a nice dinner, chat, play Scrabble. Actually, that makes my heart just fill. So it's just quality time, whatever shape that may take. Because you're a team, aren't you? You're companions, and it's just getting to spend this life. Like in this life, you've chosen, this is the person I'm gonna do it with, and I think that's the best feeling. That's why, isn't it? That's why it all kind of happens as it does. When I remember on the dating apps, all the guys would be like, oh, my love language is touch. I'm like, no, okay, I get it. I feel like you always end up talking about it because it's a huge part of your life, isn't it? Same on the radio. So I've always said my private life is private, and there are boundaries where, although I'm quite open, and part of my job is to chat about what's going on every day. But I think when you find something so precious, you're like, actually, this is not for everyone else's consumption. I just want it for us, and it keeps it so sacred like that. But equally, it's quite hard because it's such a big part of your life. You want to talk about it all the time. You want to shout from the rooftop sometimes because you're so in love and it's amazing. But I have to catch myself because I'm like, actually, when things do get in the press, or if they get twisted or taken out of context, or people think they know stuff about you that they actually don't, it's not a nice feeling. So it's just one thing I like to try and keep for ourselves. It's 2024. I'm excited for this year. You know what? It's the summer. It's the festivals. Hopefully covering Glastonbury again this year, Radio 1's big weekend. We do so many festivals with the Women's Prize for Fiction. I love doing literature festivals and having all these people wanting to come and chat about books. As a bookworm and a massive nerd, absolutely love it. And then also I go over to Ibiza, and my husband plays there. I absolutely love the clubs there and the music. It's like a music mecca. I love dance music, and it's the best place in the world for it. So it's great to be able to have friends out, and we do Radio 1 in Ibiza as well, so it's great for me to be able to do my work there. And yeah, is it okay to be excited for the summer? Yeah, I'm excited for the summer. I'm not wishing my life away, but I'm looking ahead, looking forward. They always say, don't say I can't wait, because you don't want to wish your life away, but say I'm looking forward, because I am. This has been lovely. Thanks so much for watching.